Hello everyone, I'm Apnan Firdausi. Welcome to our journey of doing 100 mini project with JavaScript. So today we are gonna do an age calculator. Before we start the coding part, I want to show you guys what we're actually gonna do. So here is our interface, and here we're gonna put our name, and then here we're gonna um, put our birth, date of birth informations. We're gonna choose our birth year, then our birth month and birth date, and click on calculate, and voila, here we have our name and our my current age. Okay, now let's move on to our coding part. Okay, before I start explaining stuffs, I wanna say something. I'm gonna provide this starter pack folder in my GitHub. I'll put the link below in the description, and you guys have to do the JavaScript part yourselves. I'm going to explain the JavaScript here, but I won't provide the script.js file. All right, you guys have to do it yourself. And yeah, it will be explained in the video, so no worries. So let's jump into our code now. Here we have our form where we're taking the datas, and here we have our button, which doing stuffs after clicking on it. And here is our um, here is the part where we are displaying stuffs after calculating all the things. Now let's move on to our JavaScript. Here we have this username and the dob. We are getting these informations using the IDs and query selector. And here we have our button. We're accessing to our button with this button class name, btn class name. And this show name is for where after clicking the calculate button we are showing our name here. And so this is what this variable is for. And here we have a months array where it contains all the months dates. It will be useful a bit later and you'll see. All right, now we need to do stuffs after clicking on our button. That is why we added add event listener, and on click, yeah, the event is click, and after clicking on the button, a function named calculate age gets called. Here we have our calculate age function, and this is where we are going to do all the calculations and stuff. Now move on to the function. Here we have our today's date, and here we are transforming our dob transferring our dob value to date object to match all the stuffs. All right, to match today's data with our date of birth value. All right, and here we have to, this is for showing our birth month, birth date and birth year. And here we have our birth details where we are separating all the date, month and year from the um, dob input variable. You guys might get confused with this plus one stuff with the get months. Well, this is for the index. This is because of indexing. In this data, it's like it it takes the months from zero. It starts the month from zero. So January is zero. So if you have to get the proper month, we have to add one to it. All right. So I hope that explains it. And since we are calculating our present age, that's why we have to get the current year, month, and date. All right. Now, next we have a bit of error handling here before moving to the actual calculations. Here we have some error handling. So if the birth year is greater than current year, or the birth month is greater than the current one, and birth year is equal to current year, or birth date is greater than current date, and birth month and birth year is equal to our current present year, then it will show a alert which says invalid date. All right, because no one gets born after, like, this is 2023. You won't get you won't born in 2024, right? So it's an invalid date. So after showing this alert, it will stop the code, it will return all the stuff, and it won't, like, it will just stop compiling all right. And if there is no errors and stuff, no invalid data, it will move on to the line 34 and start calculating. So first of all, we have to calculate our birth year. Calculating birth year is pretty easy. You just have to subtract your birth year from current year. All right, so suppose you're born in 2006, all you have to do is subtract 2006 from 2023. It is 2023 now. Yeah. And for current month, if our current month is greater or equal to our birth month, all you have to do is to subtract birth month from current month. But if it is not, what you have to do is um, you know lessen birth year by one, and after, and then you have to calculate birth month. And as we know that in 1 year we have 12 months, so and we subtracted 1 year, so you have to add that 1 year here, and we have to add the current month and then subtract our um, actual birth month. All right, and that is how you're gonna get your present birth month. Okay, the current, your current um birth birth I think your current birth month, yeah. And same goes for the current date. If your current date is greater than or equal to your birth date, all you have to do is subtract birth date from current date, and then you're gonna have your birth date. And if not, you have to um lessen your birth month by one. And here there's one thing here. We all know that all years have 12 months, but all months don't have 30 days, like the same days. Some has 31, some has 30, some has 28, some has 29. So we have to calculate how many days we actually have to add to get our birth date. So that is why months that is why we have our months array. So this is what it is for. Here we are getting the days we have to add. We're adding days with our current date and then subtracting our actual birth date. All right, that is how we are gonna get our birth date. Now here's a catch in this code, in this part actually. If after calculating your birth month it gets negative, the birth month is negative, it means that our user had their birthday last year, had their last birthday last year, which is December. All right, which is December. And we talked about indexing. So if January is 0, December is 11. So that means our our birth month is 11 for sure. Like it's our user is 1 month 1 month far from being a full age. So suppose you are if this happens, it should be like you are 11 years old, 11 months and some days. All right, so that is what this part does. And after all, we are done with all the calculations and stuffs. Now we have to um show our present age. That is why we created a display result named function, and we are passing some parameters here, which is our birth date, birth month and birth year. And here we are connecting with the fields that's gonna show our current age by the class names we have in this HTML. See the HTML, some class days these days. And we are setting our text content with the parameters we're getting, and we are passing what we're passing is in this when we are calling the function after doing all the calculations. We are calling this for display result function and passing birth date, birth month and birth year, which we calculated before in here. And display result function is getting those datas as their parameters and showing it to their to our interface. All right, so that is how we calculate that is how you actually make a age calculator. I hope that helps, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.